Last year, when I went to Pax Australia in Melbourne, I made an entire outfit. This year so far, I've only made this jacket. So, I think I need to make something else. Hello, it's Icy. Yes, that's right. We finished the jacket. We dive straight into another project. Oh, I am a glutton for punishment. However, I did want something to wear to Pax Australia, which is a gaming convention in Melbourne at the start of October. That toned, matched, worked with this jacket. Now, I own a heap of black stuff. So, you know, in general, that's fine, but I wanted something special and also something that I could then wear on its own that blended with other clothes that I'll be taking. So naturally, I said, oh, Icy, why don't you make a tube skirt? Because it's not like you don't already own, I'd have to count, but probably 6 of varying weights and styles, because yes, definitely a tube skirt. I need another one or 2, 3. We'll start with 1. So what the plan is currently is I've got some leftover fabric from this jacket. Now originally I was planning to make this in black, so I bought stretch drill, which is the underside, and I got 2.5 meters, and I have approximately a meter in some sections left. I also have some scraps, and I do mean scraps of the maroon. This is not stretch, but I think what I can do is build myself out of what's left. I've got heaps of other black material. If I need to, I can just assemble other things into this. But I think what I'm going to make is a 4-paneled, straight, slightly tapered, well fitted over the hips skirt in much the same way. Actually, very similar in final look to the one of those skirts I made to take last year, which you can find in that video. Won't be a wrap one, this one. Let me give you an idea of what I have in mind. So I am wearing one of my multitude of tube skirts. So what I want to do is make a skirt pattern that has 4 panels. So 2 seams are going to go straight down the front. I might end up having like a little slit at the just above the ankle. It's going to finish just above the ankle because I have chunky boots that will go to there, and then the skirt goes above. So I might have little slits like this at the bottom. Haven't decided yet. That's a very likely possibility. And then matching seams that run basically down over the butt at the back. So there'll be a fairly rectangular front panel, 2 rectangular side panels. All of the darts will be integrated into the actual sort of panels themselves. So there won't be any additional visible darts. And I think I should be able to manage that fairly well. I could put a dart across the top of the hip if I absolutely need to, but I'd prefer to take all of the darts in. So the panels are basically entirely smooth. And then on to take it into a sort of space-faring Starfield themed skirt, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some chevrons to go on the side panel. So what I'll do, so in between the seams, what I'll do is make, I think this is just going to be a pocket. I think I'm just going to have a strip, top strip, bottom strip, middle black strip, sew it on the down and the sides, and then have that whole thing integrated. So if I take off the jacket slowly, there we go. You can see that's actually pretty cool. So that gives me a skirt that ties in either if I'm just wearing a plain black shirt or something else, or a maroon shirt, of which I have a couple, or the jacket, or some other jacket. So it ties together the whole look, but it still looks sort of spacey with the chevrons, especially as the jacket itself has got the chevrons on the sleeves as well. And I'm planning to use to basically, I've still got the pattern pieces I've drawn up, so I can use the angle that I used for the chevrons for the design of the hip. So I think that should work. Oh, the other plan is to have a very wide stretch waistband that I can wear folded up so it sort of sits underneath the ribs, or just fold in half, and so I've got something that's a little sort of lower and more casual. Yeah, I don't know, I think that could work. Mostly I make these skirts out of either ponte or like stretch jersey, or like even just old t-shirts. Even you can whip a skirt up from a couple of old t-shirts sewn together. And I don't usually put a zipper in, because usually it's stretchy enough just to pull straight over the head. I don't know if I'm going to need a zipper. I have some. And also the other thing would be is, can I incorporate, which I haven't decided and I haven't thought about, and I'm not quite sure how I would do it, but can I incorporate the chunky zipper vibe as well into the skirt? I don't know. I have a bunch of invisible zippers anyway if I decide I want to do that on the back. But if I do that, then I can't do the fold down waist. So, you know, this is the experimental part of the whole thing. So, initially, I said to myself, Icy, that was a big project making that jacket. You need an easy project for the next one. You need something you can just whip right up and it will be no trouble. Instead, I'm making a skirt with chevrons. But I think it will look awesome. So, join me as I make my life difficult. Again. Alrighty, it's been a while since I've done it this way, but I've drawn up what I hope is a rough plan based off, the other skirt that you can see here. Okay, so 118 loose across the hips is the full measurement, 90 around the waist, and I'll make across the base, and this is sort of what's called cigarette length, just sort of above the ankle bone is the plan, 90. I don't know how long this is. I'll have to I'll measure that later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make, basically I'm going to cut 4 panels. 3 of them will be almost the same, I think. In fact, 3 of them will be identical, and they'll look kind of like this. I think, because the difference in the amount of fabric that I'm losing here is very little, so I'll probably just cut them as rectangles and then sort of shape them as I sew them rather than cutting this out. But we're going to have 3 that are going to be 22 at the top, 22 at the bottom. The change point will be 16 centimeters down from the top, and that will be the front, back, and sides. And then I'll have a second one, the final one will just be like 2 centimeters wider across the whole length, and that will be the single back panel. The pockets with the chevrons will be made up separately, and then just sort of sewn into place. And I think this should work. Might have slits here, and I've decided to go with completely different material. I've got some black ponte similar to this, which is stretch, because I realized that it's very unflattering to have a whole bunch of creases across the front of the skirt, which the heavier drill is going to have. So this is the general plan. Oh, and the waistband is going to be 16 with a fold. The ability to fold it in half. Now, because this is all ponte now, I'm not going to need a zipper. It's just going to be pull over the head and to go on, and that should be okay, I hope. So let's try and cut some stuff out then. done. Am I happy with this skirt? Okay, so I am extremely happy with the vibe. I'm happy with the design. I'm happy with the chevrons. I'm happy with the pockets. I'm happy-ish with the fit, but I am wildly unhappy about the material. The material is awful. It was so bad to sew with. I needed to add so much extra stuff to finish it off. I needed to, okay, oh, that's a flattering look. I had to edge around here with bias binding. I had to edge around the bottom of the hem with bias binding, just because, like, Ponte, normally you can just cut it and just leave it unfinished and it's perfect. This, no, I don't know what it is I've got. I don't know if it's Ponte or it's just something else. Anyway, it's awful. And I accidentally bought too much of it. I miscalculated how much I needed. So I've got like another 1.25 meters of this I need to do something with at some stage. Anyway, it's terrible material. So, chevrons, great. Look at those pockets. So fantastic. No shapewear on right now. So the waistband, the design is, you can either go high or I can fold it under to have like a normal waistband. As you can see, it works great with the jacket. So nominally, I am very happy that way. Oh, actually one thing. This, you can't even see it, damn it. This longer front section with the little slits with my chunky boots, that looks so fine. It looks absolutely banging. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Like, it's giving very strong, I want to say, like, Japanese streetwear vibes, sort of, kind of, maybe. Very cyberpunk-ish kind of things, which I think works with the whole, you know, vague Starfield space theme that I've got going on. So, I am pleased that I'm done. Like, for real though, the fabric is just the worst. There is a non-zero chance that one day I might remake this entire skirt in better fabric. Just like take off the chevron pocket panels and sew them onto another skirt. Same design, same cut, same everything else, just better fabric. So I've learned a bit of a lesson there, I know. But yeah, it just was shocking to sew with, just the absolute worst. So, oh well, I mean, it still looks fine. This jacket, if somebody finds this in a thrift store in 50 years, I'll be proud of it. And they will look at it and go, wow, look how well this is made. If somebody finds this skirt in a thrift shop in 2 years, they would chuck it in the bin because the fabric would be that bad. Anyway, it's fine. So I have one more Starfield themed-ish, very light Starfield themed project I want to make before I go to PAX Australia. So that's probably the next video. It's another small video, so another small make, but I think it will be very cool, and it will also take kind of, if I'm not wearing the jacket, the skirt is not really Starfield themed. It tones with the jacket, but on its own, it's just a cool skirt with those chevrons. But if I add this other thing I plan to make to it, then it will take a plainer outfit and make it Starfield, and that will be very cool and great for PAX Australia. So thank you so much for watching me here on YouTube. I appreciate it. Please do subscribe if you haven't. If you want to come watch me playing Starfield, by the time this video goes live, it will be out and I will be playing it, and you can find me over at twitch.tv/ICYIC. Where you can watch me playing actual Starfield. There are, of course, many more sewing videos that will be on this channel. What's after that project I've just talked about? I don't know. Possibly we go back to the Victorian. I've got thoughts, I've got ideas, I've got supplies. We need to work out what comes next. Thank you so much. You can find me at all the social places in the links below. I'm Icy. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.